Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in Doki Doki National Park Girls. So, she really means it, huh?
Means what? We don't remember.
She's always tried to hide her feelings, although she was never any good at it. Her being open like this is a victory. I'll relish it for now.
It is very weird to see her wearing the hat and a bandana at the same time, because that hat should cover probably most of her forehead. Like, it should be a little bit further down.
You're right, but yeah.
Like, kind of what Zion has.
Yeah.
Like, that looks perfect.
Yeah. I lean my head against her, my eyes water. Not because of any swelling of emotion, oh no, wouldn't that be nice, but because as I'm pressed against her, it's becoming excruciatingly obvious to me.
P.U., Eve, you reek! What's the last time you showered, girl?
Zion pinches her nose.
I apologize, Miss Eve, but it's true. You're quite stinky.
I'm going to gag.
Oh.
You're a bunch of drama queens.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Zion didn't really sound like she was pitching her nose while speaking into the mic.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, to be fair, she's probably flying a little ways away, so she can probably stand it a little bit.
Maybe.
She lifts her collar and smells inside of it.
See? Don't smell a thing.
It's called nose blind.
Of course you don't. You live in this filth.
Bang, bang.
What are we going to do?
I did think
Any
that.
ideas, Evo?
Die, I guess.
Bang. The door is torn off its hinges and the two rocks stand at the entrance, snarling and slobbering. The four of us huddle together in the darkness of the room. I shield Zion and Yellowstone. They will have to tear through me
What
first.
the hell are these things?
Rocks.
And why does it matter towards the story?
Who knows?
They just added it.
Well, to be fair,
know.
they're in a completely different national park at this point. I'm assuming Death Valley is a national park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're in a completely different national park at this point. So, who the fuck knows? They launch themselves to the air. I shut my eyes tight. Pew, pew! Two shots ring out. There's a kerplunk. Two rocks hitting the ground.
Dead.
I open my eyes. They'd both been split open vertically, now lifeless on the dirt.
Took you long enough.
How about you show a little gratitude? I could have let them bludgeon you to death. I've seen it happen.
A pair of boots walk over the collapsed door, spurs jingling with every stomp.
Should have told me you were gonna have company, Freckles. Could have boarded the place up all nice and good. Could have hunkered down and get to know each other a little. The works.
It was a surprise to me, too. Didn't know they were coming until I felt it.
Uh-huh.
She says it matter-of-factly, as if knowing the reason before Eve even needed to give it. Between words, she chews on something in the corner of her mouth. It can't be tobacco, because whatever it is this barbarian is nomming on, I can hear it crunching between her teeth. Those thighs. With a flourish, she reloads her gun, still smoking from the firefight. She spits into the 6 pebbles in the holes. She spits, into the 6 pebbles, into the... What?
What? She spits into the 6 pebbles into the holes of the...
She spits the 6 pebbles into the holes of the chamber. There's a tingling across my entire being. The very moment I set eyes on this woman, her platinum hair twirls into bouncing drills. A brooding cowboy hat and cloak just reinforce what I instinctively know.
I'm not sure how I feel about this girl in ponytails.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's Death Valley Chan. She's not made of the same stuff as Eve. Her entire essence, every speck of stardust in her atoms was unconsciously manufactured into... What the fuck does that mean? Every speck of stardust in her atoms was unconsciously manufactured into her.
I
What
don't know what that means.
the hell does that mean?
Starlight, star bright, first
Like,
star I see tonight.
It's such a great line, but what does it mean? She's like me.
Gunslinger. Rootin' tootin'.
Yellowstone and Zion step aside and gawk as the woman walks close.
Eve, would you care to explain to me who this is?
Oh, Yosemite. Yeah. She finally
death.
asking. Huh?
She's death.
She's death. I mean, yeah.
Who
I
am
mean, basically, she's got a gun.
I'm not sure if the voice works for this character.
Yeah, I imagined a little bit more of like a like energetic character than death here.
Yeah.
She holsters her guns and gets in close enough for the brim of her stupidly large hat to graze my forehead. Look, girl, your hat isn't much different than stupidly large right now, so maybe don't, rocks and glass houses.
I'm
Whatever.
the demigod of this park, Cupcake. Now who the hell
Oh,
are
so
you?
now you just are demigods. Oh, I hate her. But she did save us. And
This design just doesn't work for the character.
I don't like this one as well. This one needs a little bit of workshopping.
Yeah.
But she did save us. And if she's who I think she is, then knowing her is important. Knowing her is something I need. I present a stiff hand for her to shake.
You mean spirit, not demigod.
Same
Death
difference.
Valley, I presume. It's exciting to meet you. I'm Yosa.
I know who you are. Other than grateful.
Yeah, Death Valley. She slaps my hand and squats down to Zion's level.
I could feel it the second you entered my land. You too, Shrimpy.
Bite her, Zion, bite her! But alas, Zion bashfully glances away and flutters her wings, something she's always done when nervous, as far back as I can remember, and probably before.
Hello. Howdy, cowboy. What about me?
Yellowstone pokes her on the back and waits like a patient fan in line for an autograph.
Wow!
Death Valley tumbles onto her backside in shock and gazes up at Yellowstone.
Jesus Maria, Jose y Mateo y Marcos y Lucas y Juan. We get it. What the hell is that?
A caldera.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
She points
reaction.
at Yellowstone's volcano. Her hat must have fallen off in the scuffle. Yellowstone blinks, an innocent reaction to an overstated sentiment. Then the realization sets in. The grief of knowing her newfound hero is repulsed by her entire existence.
Rude. I know it ain't normal, but you don't gotta be a jerkwad about it.
Cece, that's great. But what is it?
A caldera.
It's a geyser volcano head, duh.
Zion rushes over to comfort her sobbing friends. Eve glares at me with quiet spite. She tries to glance away and hide it, but I can feel it searing into me.
Oh, get that look off your face. We'll talk about it later. No, we won't. There's nothing to talk about.
We'll see about that.
Death Valley watches in experimental terror as the geyser umbrellas over Yellowstone's
You
head.
keep weird company.
You're
No kidding.
You are also a spirit demigod. You are also weird company.
What the hell is that? It's so good.
So does she also have a painting? Because like they teleport.
She does. It's
Control.
Yeah. Because
not
like
there.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's clearly not back of the cabin. Control isn't wisdom.
No wisdom, no power.
No fear.
Wisdom isn't power.
No
Power
hate.
isn't control.
No
I have
anger.
no control. No wisdom, no power.
I think you mean. Hold on. I think
I
instead
have no
of
control.
you mean
no
courage.
wisdom, no power.
This is starting to
have
feel like
no
the
control.
DLC.
No wisdom, no power.
Oh God, Monica's gonna
I
show up
have
any
no
second.
control.
Okay, I'm gonna
No
skip that.
wisdom,
It's just
no
keep
power.
It's looping. These things feed into each other, and delusion, true delusion, is spending years trying to chase them, only to lie to yourself and believe that you aren't because you have the superpower to acknowledge their inherent harm. But I still had authority: goofy hat, shiny badge, a desire to assert myself as the arbiter of moral land management and recreation, as if there's a proper way to exist in nature, a proper way to feel it.
Ah, the arrogance of it all. Quite telling, don't you think,
Why?
Miss Ranger?
She's probably pretending to be Jessie.
No, she's pretending to be the fucking bird. I open my eyes. The corpse of the raven is still laying on the rolled out cloth alongside his other deceased friends, looking a little mushier than he did yesterday. He's decaying, but I gave him a voice anyways.
Former. Goes through at the end of the week. And when it does, Miss Ranger will be just like you, Mr. Raven. Dead. Deceased.
Oh, her
Rotting.
being
Fighting off the dance
unemployed
of rigor
is the
and
end of this week.
his mistress. Mortis.
Terrific way to hop around the question, Ranger ma'am. Obviously,
God,
she has the sincerest form of
she
tolerance
has
after all.
fallen into deep depression.
Hippity hoppity.
Well, this is more delusion than depression, but also I like to think that the crow is literally all of her positive, like this is her childishness.
It's going away.
Ah, here. Ah.
Zion looks at you, Simony. What the hell is she doing?
We're not there yet.
Idea.
We're not there yet. Cottontail, whose tail and back feet were missing when I got her, decided it's time for her to chime in too. I give her a high, squeaky voice because that's what she sounds like. Mr. Raven, that brown-nosing scavenger,
You go, Butterbean.
decides he needs to agree.
What else do you want me to do? This place not good enough for you? Should I go sit at the bottom of the ocean? Is that what penance looks like?
The aesthetics of penance. Definitely, maybe, perhaps I'm just an insecure and chronically unsatisfied mousy lad. Speak, speak.
Oh, so now the rat decides to stop.
Ah, here.
This really does. So, just to be clear, this is what happens if Alice in Wonderland was all a delusion inside of Alice's mind.
So delusional.
Just like,
Tippity hoppity, toppity hippity. Your insights are unmistakable, mousy lad.
oh, you still have puns in you.
Will you all just shut up? You're not telling me anything special. This is not
This
the
is
guidance
what
that comes
happens
with this
when you
council.
are not around people.
And now, there it is. Something blots out the sun. With any luck, it's another asteroid. I look up only to be disappointed by Death Valley's flat judgment.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm going insane. A dead Chuckwalla?
Chuckwalla.
A dead Chuckwalla lizard dangles from her hand by the tail. She's like a metal detector, except for dead things. Must be one of her weird park girl things. I cup my hands together and lift them up. The annoying thing about this is that now I'm going to have to look up park girls again, and I promise you that there are no good drawings of park girls, because it doesn't come up with this shit. Because this game's not popular enough. Maybe if it was, they'd have had a better design for Death Valley than this. She sighs and drops the lizard on top of the other corpses I have lined up.
Yeah.
Great,
I
now they're all
also
crooked.
just don't think the hat works well with the pigtails either.
To be fair, I don't know what design would work for Death Valley. But, like,
definitely not twin tails with a hat.
yeah, like, wearing all black in Death Valley sounds like an absolute bad idea for many reasons.
I'm fine with her wearing black, and I'm fine
Her
with
dark
her being
skin
a
makes
dark
sense.
character.
Yeah, dark skin makes sense. Like, she's basically Spanish.
Like,
but,
I'm
like, this
fine
doesn't
with
fit with the
her-
Spanish aesthetic either.
Well, it's not supposed to. I think it's supposed to be more of a cowboy aesthetic.
But
Normally,
again, this
the bad
isn't
guys
cowboy.
wear
This is like
black.
Victorian England. Like this just doesn't. No,
It's a cowboy homage. That's what it is.
I get it. I am never going to accept that not brown hat being cowboy. Just unacceptable.
You did that on purpose.
But that's classic in westerns. Like
Yep,
they,
doesn't matter. It's
the
doesn't
bad
look
guy
right.
wears all black and the good guy wears all white.
Yeah, doesn't look right. You mean all brown, but it doesn't look right.
No, that's Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood typically wore brown.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, he kind of set the standard for western. Unfortunately,
he's set the new standard. Honestly,
yeah.
well, I actually don't know. I think it's more like a middle tier.
Well, yeah.
but
who
it
knows now?
used to be the good guys wore all white before.
She kicks over the
Clint Eastwood.
nearly empty bottle of Everclear I have sitting next to me. Jen starts to trickle out. I pick it up before I lose any more. Everclear, girl? My god. I don't drink, but I have heard tell that Everclear is, like, really shit alcohol. Like, about the lowest quality alcohol you can get.
I mean,
It's like...
it doesn't look like she can afford anything fancier.
Yep. It's like... That's what I'm saying. It's like, God, the bars drop low.
Was planning on going into town anyway. Don't get grumpy when it's time.
Go manners or what? You shouldn't be so flippantly flappable about expecting favors from an honest-to-me demigod.
You're still not a demigod.
Does that mean yes?
It means I'm the protector of this realm, and I'll toss you a bone whenever I damn well please. You even know how much junk I gotta... Ay, Dios. Gotta be kidding me.
At least she... You need to calm the fuck down, girl. But at least she flipped back into, like, English for a bit. She stops and draws her gun. My ears ring as she fires 3 shots at the hill. A stone crumbles into dust.
Yes, my culo, hellspawn! Anyway, I forgot what wisdom I was delivering a couple seconds ago. But I'm sure it was valuable.
Was worth its weight in lead.
That's about right. She bonks me on the head with her revolver. Not hard, but the metal makes sure a bump will be there later.
Ay, why'd I even bother saving your ass if all you could do is mouth off? Can't you do something more interesting?
I used to be interesting. Then I got fucking fired.
Like die?
Claro, it'd be something. You should go out in a blaze of glory, though. More interesting way to reach Valhalla than boozing.
Wait, why are you now
Why you
Viking?
Greek?
No, Viking. But like, why are... What?
You're a real pal.
Don't mention it.
Death Valley squats down. Her cloak drags on the ground as she wraps an arm around me.
Might want to say buenos dias to your besties over there, though. Been gawking at you
Oh,
for
good.
the
They
last
have actually
20
been paying
minutes.
attention to this shit. She sticks her thumb out behind us. Yellowstone and Zion are poking their heads out of the shack, either failing to be sneaky or wanting to get caught.
If they want to talk, they'll come.
Hey, I get it. Initiative's hard.
It really is. With all the suaveness that I'm sure she believes she has, Death Valley fires off finger guns at Yellowstone and Zion.
Just tell the amateurs to stay out of trouble. I got a weird feeling about today.
She exchanges her gun for a pair of binoculars from inside her cloak, staring into them as she walks in the direction of the hill. Does she even know where she's going?
Keep those ojos peeled.
She reminds me of the kind of cranks Dad used to bring around, always in camo and prepping for end times. They owned lots of equipment, but I'm not sure I ever saw any of them use it. With enough bluster, anyone can be an action hero, I guess. When she's far enough for me to not be worried about being judged, I straighten out my dead buddies and set Lizzie the Chuckwalla lizard down at the very end.
Enjoying the company, Lizzie?
I wait for a response. Nothing. Oh yeah, lizards don't make noises. Of course she wouldn't say anything. Yes, because that's the problem in this delusion of yours. Zion's meek voice stutters behind me. My shoulders slump, and suddenly I don't feel like giving voices to the rotting animals anymore. Go figure.
What you doing? Fuck off.
No, she would never say something like that to Zion, no matter how pissed off she is. I glance over my shoulder. Zion is hiding behind Yellowstone's legs. Yellowstone is hiding behind Grimace.
Howdy-o, Eve. This place sure don't waste any time getting hot, huh? It ain't even noon yet, and I'm already a puddle.
But you're already hot.
Now look here.
I...
Glad to see Yellowstone hasn't changed. Really, I am. She's nothing if not reliably herself. Always
Got
the
all
first.
the bro on that one.
Always the first to check up on someone else. I'm not sure if the others even realize she's the one holding that cabin together. Still, she's as obvious as ever.
What did I tell you 3 this morning? I'm not going back. Sorry.
I mean,
and Yosemite's not going back until you change your mind.
I mean, he doesn't really
yeah,
talk.
we
That's
kind of
hot.
figured you'd say that, since you're so set on always being so stubborn and all.
Girls, please. You can kidnap her.
She wouldn't care. Look at that face.
No, but what I'm saying here is that, like, remember, they can one-way teleport back to the paintings.
I know. They can...
And their own parks. You can just kidnap her.
Who knows? Maybe the writers forgot about that.
It could be, but I doubt it.
And unreasonably bullheaded.
They're being nice.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna steal it. Thanks. I call her that in my head all the time.
Don't say head.
It's nothing that isn't true.
I hit what's left of the bottle. Hardly even half an ounce. Yellowstone and Zion go silent as I wash down the taste of bile and finish with a burp. Terror spasms through my hand. I grip the bottle until my knuckles go pale and I'm steady once more. It was only a matter of time. Despite doing my best to ration it these last few days, it hasn't been nearly enough to keep the beast tamed. Not with how much I usually throw back. If I don't get properly wasted sometime in the next couple hours, I'm going to start feeling those withdrawal symptoms. Let's see if I finally let it go long enough to kill me this time.
Oh. Done.
Yeah, guys, for those who don't know, if you're an alcoholic, and you stop drinking, it could potentially kill you.
Alcohol is not usually that potent. It can, but it's extremely rare.
Like, I knew a guy, he was a really nice guy, even when he drank. And he was like, okay, I'm going to stop drinking. He stops drinking for like a week or two, dies.
Yeah, that's...
Because I think it was his liver. His liver just gave out on him.
Well, I feel like that's probably from the drinking, not from the stopping of drinking. But
it had, basically for whatever reason, how the doctors said drinking was almost keeping him alive. If he didn't have one drink a day, he probably would have died sooner.
yeah, it's one of those things where
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's an extremely rare case when... It's not like with, like, harder drugs. Like, heroin, you literally can just die from stopping taking heroin. Because your body will literally just kill itself. That's why, generally, if you are trying to get off of heroin, they give you morphine for, like, several weeks. So that you get down to something that's much lighter before taking you off of it,
Yeah,
so that
it's
you
like
won't
your body
straight
got
die.
used to it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, when you stopped doing that thing, your body didn't like it, and so it started to shut down.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, alcohol's usually not that bad, but yeah, it can very rarely happen. I spin my pitching arm and toss the bottle. It shatters into 1,000 glimmering shards on impact.
Better clean that up, borracha.
I've got it.
It's outside!
Yeah, whatever, Shrimpy.
It's a national park. Zion flaps her wings and glides over to the mess I've made. She drops to her knees and begins the process of picking up every piece. One by one, she counts them aloud to herself.
Without
Probably
giving
shouldn't
gloves.
have done that. I need the recycling money.
Yellowstone answers with a frown.
What? I would have picked it up. I'm not an animal. God.
After years of screeching at college kids for not picking up their junk, I wouldn't just give myself a pass, even if I am only a few days away from not being a ranger anymore.
Mind if I pop a squat?
I don't mind anything. Too much stress for the inevitable result.
Oh, I can dig it. As they say, too much thinking is a thunk too much.
It's the first turning of the wheel.
She hunkers down next to me, rests for a second, then scoots in closer to me. Her hands are wrapped around her knees, locked in a chain. Despite being surrounded on all sides by brown, sloping hills and jagged mountains, sitting here is like sitting in emptiness. The ground is weathered and white, mud dried out by the sun until cracks formed, splintering everything into a polygon-shaped checkerboard. Sometimes I try to count the cracks. I never get too far. My brain always sizzles under the heat of the sun till counting becomes too much effort. The heat doesn't seem to deter Zion, though. Yellowstone and I watch her in the distance, listening as she counts the 36th glass shard she's picked up, then the 37th. A warm breeze whispers past us, kisses my cheek. I breathe out in relief and notice a wheeze that wasn't there before.
Eve? What's with the dead critters?
They're friends, duh.
I saw the bones inside, too. You ain't...
Her voice takes an uncertain tone, the path of implication.
Of course not. You should know me better than that.
Phew, thank goodness. Had me worried there for a sec.
Oh no,
Oh,
you should
just
still
wait.
be worried.
I have Death Valley bring them to me.
Oh, and does she?
Nah, they're already dead when she finds them.
And do you think they just look neato, or what?
Neato, huh? I guess they do look neat, all stiff and empty. That's not the reason. Not entirely.
I wonder.
Come on, Eve. You can blab to me about it.
Concern lurks under the peppy smile she tries to force. I guess I can tell her. It's just Yellowstone.
It's because dead things have power.
Huh?
She keeps smiling, like she's expecting me to follow with the punchline.
I mean, you're not even human, so you probably feel it more than us. Hell, maybe you girls can even see it. I don't know. It's energy. No doubt about it. It just radiates off it, you know?
Yellowstone's smile begins to droop. Maybe it's because she gets it too. She knows that I know what she knows. What we should all know. Zion is still counting the pieces of glass. 64, 65, 66. I make sure to quiet my voice for the next part.
I first noticed it when I had to put Pup down. For a while, I just sort of looked at him. And I realized I had never felt anything so conclusive up until that point. In a way, it was like seeing liberation was possible. So, when I came here, I started looking for that feeling again. It feels the strongest when they're bones. So, that's why I keep these guys out in the sun. After a while, it's easy to peel them. For this guy.
Yeah, again.
Okay.
Again,
We need
depression
pause.
depression is not what's going on here. Like, she has gone insane.
Like, pause for sure, dude.
Just like, what the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you on about?
So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. We're gonna come back next time with no more answers. I don't think we can have answers.
I don't think we can handle more answers.
But yet, we will find out, like, stuff will be put in front of us, and we will react to it. And this music is not helping.
That's why I took my headphones off.
So, yeah. The future is very uncertain. What is certain is that you guys are awesome, and you are not dead, I presume. I don't think ghosts watch Two Bros Game Night.
That'd be amazing.
But there will be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. So see you then.
Goodbye.